Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday the 15th. I'm FX Plu and this is the market brief. So the UK is still in a dispute with China over Hong Kong, and yesterday the government announced that with immediate effect we'll stop using any Huawei equipment in the 5G network. All of their kit will be removed from the network by 2027 as well. So it looks like we might have bowed to US pressure, because it was less than a year ago that we angered the US with the decision to go ahead with Huawei. Maybe this turnaround will mean that dear old Donald and Boris will be besties again, and perhaps the special relationship is back on the table. Who knows? What we do know is that China provides significant financial support for the UK. It invested about £50 billion last year. So if Beijing reacts by turning off those taps, it'll be a significant blow to the UK economy. Meanwhile, the scientists have been on. They've warned of the worst case scenario around the second wave in autumn winter this year, and this has highlighted two major issues. Firstly, another lockdown would be catastrophic for the economy and almost impossible to finance, and then the resulting unemployment could perhaps see jobless figures reach 5 million. So if you need encouragement to wear your mask and continue social distancing, how about those 5 million great reasons right there? But in the right here, right now, the main concern is, of course, how Sunak will fund the plans that he already has in place. And that seems to be holding sterling back slightly in the market. Yesterday, we closed virtually unchanged against the dollar around the 125.50 mark. Over in the US, FOMC member Brainard has been on. She supported Powell by expressing her concern over how long it will take for the US economy to get back to full capacity again. She thinks that US interest rates should remain at the current level until at least 2022, but she thinks that the Fed needs to be more transparent in communication to reduce market speculation over Fed actions. Bring back forward guidance, eh? How we've missed you. Biden's also been on. He's finally broken his silence and he announced a $2 trillion green energy plan that would revamp the energy sector in the US and set the US on a path to carbon-free energy in 15 years. I'm sure it's no coincidence that this is completely contrary to dear old Donald's view on fossil fuels and climate change, but he also made it relevant to the economy by underlying the boost to employment that that project would bring. Meanwhile, the dollar remains pretty range bound and risk appetite is the main driver. The dollar index is trading around 96.20. We've still seen no progress from the Eurozone over the pandemic relief fund. But despite that, euro-dollar touched a high that we've not seen since March, just over the 114 level. We'll have to see if there's any momentum behind that move or if it was driven purely by dollar weakness yesterday. But we are still over the 114 mark on the open today, so it's holding its ground so far. All right, that's it from me this morning. Have a wonderful day and please join me again tomorrow. All the best.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.